61, everybody.
Whoa.
Whoa, we're on the real side. We're on the yeah.
Finally.
Episode 61. Let's just jump right in. Perfect match. You got me hooked on it. You were
Oh my
like,
gosh, you've been watching it?
yes. It's so fucking good. It's like the greatest trash TV ever.
I haven't finished the last maybe 2 episodes, but yeah, it's pretty.
I'm on episode 6.
Okay, perfect. I think I'm on episode 8 or
Okay,
7.
so many questions. So many questions.
Yeah.
Has first off, are women attracted to that Harry character? I mean, he's 6'5", he's a good-looking kid, no question, but he's such a D-bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of girls are.
Is it because he's a D-bag?
I think it's, yeah, honestly, the way he carries himself and whatnot, I think girls are just like, oh, he's confident and he's tall and he's good looking, whatever. And I think it's funny how he keeps going on the show, this show, and he's like, I've matured, I've changed, I'm looking for my wife. And then it's like, he's so just kind of manipulating these girls.
Is it because, do women like him because he's 6'5", blue eyes, finance? Is that why?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's another thing. Do you know the 6'5", blue eyes, finance reference I'm making?
Yeah.
She's being interviewed, and they're calling that song of one of the songs of the summer.
And she just got signed to a record label for that.
It wasn't music.
Exactly, and she's going to be in a lot of debt from that because I'm sure they gave her some kind of advance or something that she's going to have to pay back. And she's like, she's not a real artist. How's she going to pay that back?
I mean, but what if that is the new record company? That is the new deal, the new gig. You just do a TikTok video that blows up and has 50 million downloads, and the next thing you know, Arista, Capitol or Warner Brothers is throwing money at you.
I mean, that's how it is now. Unfortunately, you just, one thing blows up on TikTok, and next thing you know, managers and labels are knocking down your door when it's like, okay, but do you actually see talent and longevity in this person, or are you just seeing numbers? And that's the sad part of the industry right now.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
But back to Perfect Match. So do you think they're fucking? When they close the doors, or no?
There's people who have alluded to the fact that they aren't hooking up, but I'm pretty sure it's happened before on the last show or the last season.
It's just so interesting to me because it's not that interesting. It's reality TV, but these people are just so blatantly we're just gonna it just overwhelms me with how much foolery is happening there. The one guy who's and the kid, is it Steven?
Yeah.
First off, it's Steven. It's not Steven. That's your annoying friend who goes by Andrea. No, bitch, it's Andrea. That's it. And that's his whole personality. He's Stev or Steven. And he's like, I have a cage in my apartment. What the fuck? What are you talking about? How?
Yeah, I actually met him one night out at a club. It was a very brief interaction, but
I hope you showered after that night. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I just remember he was with these girls that I knew, and he was just like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, just drinking at the club. And that was literally and he was just there with my friends. But yeah.
So
he seems, a very much, he's one of those boys that seems like he could, he's going to be so about you. He's going to love bomb you. And then he's going to be like, I'm over it.
Yeah. That's sort of like what you were talking about last week, how you love bomb someone for deflection, but this guy actually love bombs you for purpose. Interesting. Young people are fun. I'm so glad you're on the show. You can just, you're my portal to the youth.
What's the word? I'll shed some knowledge on you.
I thought you were trying to do the English version of schedule. I thought you were going to be schedule. I was like, what's going on? That's a different voice altogether. So if you're not watching Perfect Match, people who watch reality TV, you're missing out because it is bananas good. It's just...
Yeah, it's trashy. It's great.
It's super trashy, but you find yourself just going... constantly. At least I do. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe that's how the young people are these days, and it's that forward. But it seems really produced.
Well, it for sure is. And I'm also big into watching Love Island right now. And there's a UK season that's going on and a US season going, like they're both on at the same time. So I've been watching the UK one, and the UK version is just always so much better. I don't know why that is, but it just is. But I just started watching the US season of Love Island last night, and just even the way they do like the intro of the cast is just like worlds different. Like, I don't know, they made them do like a choreography that I was watching. I was like, what is this? What is going on in America? But that's also some other great trashy reality TV because those people are bananas.
Not one of these people on the show has any interesting quality that isn't physical. That's what's bananas to me. So like that's how, like when you talk about Steven and love bombing someone, it's because he's got the depth level on both sides.
Yeah.
Is just appearance, which isn't lasting. It's not something that you can. I've turned into my grandfather. It's just like I don't understand. It's crazy. Did you hear about Justin Timberlake's DUI?
I did. I briefly read about it, but I don't know too much about what actually happened.
Well, neither do I. It's not like I was there, but I read about it, and apparently he got a DUI. But you just look at his face; he looks like mean drunk guy. Like
Yeah. I mean, also too, like ever since the Britney Spears book came out and she like dished some major tea about the whole time that she was in a relationship with Justin Timberlake back in the day, like
highlights. What'd she say?
Basically that he just didn't treat her well and that he cheated on her and basically just like broke her heart and then like was like publicly humiliating her after the fact. And then so many people were just like, oh my gosh, fuck Justin Timberlake. And there's just been like a hardcore hate campaign on him since.
It seems like it just seems like he's always been a shit starter. Like he
Yeah.
was the one behind the Janet Jackson nipple thing.
Yeah.
And like he never apologized or whatever. And then got the whole Super Bowl in trouble or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting. But he just seems like one of those dudes where you're like massively talented, incredibly talented, charming when the camera's on, funny, likable, but you can just tell when the camera stops, he's a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never honestly been like that huge of a fan of him. I mean, like maybe when I was younger, some of his songs are obviously really catchy, but like nowadays I'm kind of just like, what's the appeal?
Yeah, I don't. I fooled around with this girl once, and this was years ago, and she told me after the fact, she was like, "You're too nice. You're cool. I couldn't do it." And I was like, "Couldn't do what?" And I'm like, she said, "Well," she's like, JC Chasez. This is allegedly, I don't know for a fact, but she's like, JC Chasez wanted me to take video of you and I doing it and send it to him. And I was like, oh my God, I would have wore totally different clothes. You should have I would have.
Wait, who is JC Chasez?
He's the other guy in NSYNC.
Oh.
So I'm like, wait a second. You have as a rock star that kind of power that you're able to just send a girl to the bar?
Totally.
That's insane.
Oh my gosh, totally.
You think that happens a lot too?
What the guys send girls out to be like, yeah, send me a video of you and someone else hooking up tonight. I'm sure there's some weird kinks out here. I'm sure there's guys who can, with a snap of their finger, have a girl do whatever the fuck they want for them.
That's bananas. Do you mean like something like really like crazy, like drive 5 hours in the middle of the night to a neighborhood like that simple, only to eventually dump your purse?
Yeah.
You're I can see the daggers you're throwing at me right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
How do you relax? Like, what's your wind down?
I probably get a little bit high. I lay in bed and I watch some TV.
Now, do you watch TV on your phone or do you watch TV on a TV?
On my TV, however, for some reason I have really shitty internet service in my house. It works perfectly throughout the rest of the house, but in my room, for some reason, it just don't work. So every so often my TV won't connect to the internet and I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm pulling out the phone because I can't use Wi-Fi on my phone either when I'm in my room. So obviously my phone has just regular cell service that will work. But
Right.
yeah, so every so often I do have to do that. But usually it's on my telly.
On the telly. All right, that's good. Do you think more young people like you prefer the phone?
I don't think so. I don't really know anyone who like goes and watches something on their phone unless they're like out in public somewhere where they don't have a TV. Like I for sure see people, you know, sometimes like eating somewhere and they're like watching something on their phone, but obviously it's because there's not television in front of them.
Yeah, it's just not convenient. Like it's so tiny. I mean,
But I think what younger people are doing though is instead of them watching TV shows, and maybe this is where like they are watching stuff on their phone or rather their computer. Well, even still, they could do this on their TV too. But a lot of young people don't watch a lot of TV. They watch YouTube,
okay,
and they'll watch people's like vlogs or whatever YouTube channel they're on. Like that's it. Like they're not watching TV.
right.
So that
Yeah,
could be a point where maybe they are watching it on their phone.
like if they wouldn't watch something live, they would have to watch it at their convenience when it rebroadcasts or restreams on YouTube.
Huh?
They wouldn't, like, let's say for example, back in the day it was like Friends is on Thursdays at 8
Yeah.
on NBC, and everyone would be like, I have to watch it at 8. Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Friends is just on, I downloaded it. I'll watch it whenever it appears on YouTube.
Well, but they're not even. But that's what I'm saying. They're not watching TV shows.
Oh, right. Okay, now I get it. So they're
They're
watching just like real life stuff.
yeah. So like, there's like like influencers on YouTube or like YouTube was like I feel like the first social media place where people were becoming like famous in a sense where they would have so many subscribers, followers, whatever. And people would just watch their vlogs or whatever type of video they're making, like like what's in my purse, like that's the most random thing. It's a whole YouTube culture of like the types of videos that they make and what people watch.
There's a show called What's in My Purse.
No, it's not a show, it's a trend. So it's like these people who have YouTube channels, so these people get invested in their lives because they're a real person. They're not some like A-list celebrity. They're just like carrying a camera around all day vlogging, like this is what I do during the day. But a lot of times, especially obviously like female creators, people are so invested in them that people are like, oh, what's in your purse? Like, what kind of purse do you have? So they'll make a whole video about like what's in my purse, and they'll take everything out and explain like, this is what I have, it's from here. And it's like, it's interesting. Like you go into a rabbit hole once you start investing yourself into like someone's life like that on YouTube. And then because people on YouTube really show you everything.
Yeah, it's so hard for me not to make this joke now. I'm trying my hardest, but I can't suppress it.
What is it?
You could never go on What's in My Purse if you were dating Purse Dumper, because the answer would always be, there's nothing. There's nothing in my purse. It's all over my. You could be like, what's on the hood of my car? You could say that. You could do that video. Sorry, I just was like, should I say it? Is that a dick thing? I don't want to say that. I already made a joke about them. I apologize for being
It's
funny.
fine. It's so fine. No, but yeah.
That's the culture. Just watching other people is more interesting than watching shows that people create.
It is though. I mean, that's why TikTok is so big too, because people are so interested in like the instantaneous. Oh my gosh, I can't.
You're killing it with words today. You're doing great.
I really can't. People love the instant gratification of like seeing immediately what someone is doing in their life and being able to be like almost there with them real time of like, what are they doing? What are they going to tell me about? It's not some like produced TV show. People are, especially kids, like they're so interested in like seeing a real life person and idolizing them to at least to a certain degree when someone starts getting big enough. But that's what's popular, is people wanting to see into real life and not TV shows.
So they love the organic component of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you on Threads?
Yeah.
Okay, so Threads is like it's basically Instagram again, all over again. Like, yeah, you have whatever. follows, whatever. But I'll post something, you'll get like 1, maybe 2 likes, and I've got 10,000 plus followers, which I have no idea how. And I'm
Well,
not like,
because Threads is directly linked to your Instagram. So when you create a Threads account, and then people also make a Threads account, you can choose to automatically follow everyone that you already follow on Instagram.
oh,
So when
okay,
people make an account, they're probably just clicking that and they're automatically following you from your
okay,
Instagram.
great. Well, now I know. But so there's it's the worst trend. And like, listen, I love women, I love beauty, I love honesty, but these women who are like, they hold their phone up and they're just like, would you date someone? Would you date a 1989? And then they point at their vagina and they're like, would you eat tacos? Would you go south of the border? I mean, and I was just like, is this porn? Like, what's going
Well,
on?
I mean, obviously Threads is supposed to be like a Twitter competitor. And
Sure.
Twitter is notorious for having just straight up porn on there. So I feel like people are trying to see, is Threads going to be similar? Can we get away with almost as much as we can with Twitter?
I felt like all I literally do, I have such, I again turned into my grandfather. I can't tell, like, I'll never post anything negative or mean about someone ever,
Yeah.
because ever, but I'll ask questions
Yeah.
that are sort of tongue in cheek. Like the one I just told you about. It was just like, let me see if I could, let me see if I can even pull it up. But it's worth it just to hear this lady. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, everybody. This is going to pay off. So she replies. Okay, so okay.
Do, 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 do.
You know what I love? Oh, sorry. I just love a good roast beef sandwich, especially Arby's. You know what I love?
And then she's pointing at her freaking cry. Then here's the video.
Sorry. I just love a good roast beef sandwich, especially Arby's. You know what I love? Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, the joke she's making though, a roast beef sandwich, that is directly linked. That is, she's literally commenting on her hoo-ha.
Oh, exactly. I wrote on the thing. Well, my point was, I responded, I bet your kids unfollow you for this. And I got like 5,000 or 6,000 people who responded. And I was like, interesting. That's a good angle. Like, comment on these things. But I don't ever want to come off woman hatery. It's just like, that's just a little, that's what's more than thirsty? Like drowning? Is that a thing?
Drenched?
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, that's just, it's unique. It's just like, it was never, oh, I almost said the worst thing. It was never like that when I was a kid. But it's just like, it just seems so much more, it must be more challenging for you with so much stuff being thrown in your face constantly today. Is it
Yeah.
not?
Well, with what exactly?
With everything, like with
Yeah.
social media, you like, okay, so you're on a podcast.
Yeah.
You are also, you do deep dives about what's in your purse. You have Instagram. You have to take pictures of Instagram to not only feel relevant, to feel connected.
Yeah.
You said before that you have an actual approach to Instagram. It's thirst trap, actual things you want to post, thirst trap bookend. That's just,
Yeah.
that's something that you have, that's something that you're aware that you have to do to have success with the rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's constant, like, but the goal is, of all of those different things, you're trying to make it in the music business.
Yeah.
So it's like, but you also, like per last week, you have to do, you spend $500 on your hair and another $1,000 on pictures. And you have to do all of this stuff to stay relevant in an industry that you just said basically was non-existent anymore because people just want you to look at their phones. Isn't that bananas?
Yeah, it's really just like, sadly, it's just everything is so oversaturated. There's so many people doing everything, and it's sadly not necessarily about talent anymore. Like I said earlier, it is really just about like, how viral can you go? How many numbers can you get? But the unfortunate part of that is like these executives, these label people, whatever, these talent agencies are signing people off of these numbers that they're seeing online. But can that translate to a show? No. I've seen numerous artists that gain like some success from going viral, but can they sell out a 200-person show. Absolutely not.
It's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
When you're watching TV, when you're watching these things on your phone, whether it's a TV show or are you at the age where you still watch TV shows, but you also do this other stuff? Or are you part of the young culture that only watches real life stuff?
No, I'm definitely still like, I love watching TV. I love immersing myself into like this other world. Like, I mean, and that's also a big part, like why I love acting and why I want to get back into acting. It's because I love finding this other world that I'm so enamored with, and I follow this story along so closely, and like, you know, you end up like almost like attaching yourself to a character, I guess, per se. Like, you know, you get invested. But I also like watching what's going on in real life with people I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. I guess it's I have it's like, but that's one of the things I think that are probably part of the dangers of social media, because like you get caught up in focusing on what other people are doing
Yeah.
as you grow like parasites and moths while sitting on the couch and not doing anything, you know, because you're just watching someone else exist.
Yeah, it's definitely like that's why I call it doom scrolling. Like there's times where I'm like, I'm an hour into watching someone's video. I don't even know this person. Why am I so invested? It's like it gets bad. Yeah.
And will you? Oh my God! New word, new word. And will you ever talk to that person again, or follow them, or meet them?
Talk to them? What do you mean?
Well, you know, but we're coming up with a new term right now. If you spend an hour on someone's stories, but then never go back to it or ever look at it again, that is now called a one-site stand. Yes, new word. One-site stand.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time where I'll find people on TikTok and I start watching a bunch of their videos and I'll never find their account again all the time. Especially because like on the For You page, like you'll find, oh, this happens all the time. Like you'll be watching a video and then randomly in the middle, like of halfway through this video, your phone refreshes or something. And if you don't remember the account name, you will never find that account ever again.
I'm just glad that my rhythm finally got off of ships that are about to sink. I'm like, that was it's like the scariest thing, like scariest bodies of water during storms.
I love those videos where it shows like the North Sea.
The North Sea, and that guy with the really deep voice is singing. Yes.
I'm obsessed.
I know, same. I just once in a while would like to see another video, and it's like it's crazy.
Sometimes I will like go looking up those videos because I'm like, the earth is crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you watch TV with captions or no captions?
Captions.
Well, why? How could you see anything? How can you watch the show
because
with this going on?
You're multitasking. But I've also come as I've gotten a little bit older. Sometimes like if I don't have the captions on the screen, I won't fully sometimes be paying attention, and then I'll miss like what the fuck did they say? Whereas like when I have the captions, I know exactly what they're saying, and then there's always little things in there that like maybe is like a background character saying something that you won't necessarily pick up if you're not watching with captions. But then there's like little things that you pick up on that they like sometimes like leave hints or things about a show that you wouldn't necessarily catch if you weren't paying attention with captions, because the captions are like the script almost, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a male-female thing because I hate captions, but Michelle's obsessed.
I love captions.
Okay, so you posted a pretty picture yesterday. You posted two. The first, you led with the dog.
Yeah.
Your dog gets a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
And then you posted a photo. I don't remember. I saw it last night. And you're like a profile picture, some outfit. And my question to you is, in a photograph like that, like not like that, like it was scandalous or whatever. You just posted a photograph of yourself. How many pictures did you take before you chose that one?
Shall we count?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh God, there's a lot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. It's got to be at least 40.
40.
Yeah.
For that one pic.
Yeah.
And wasn't it just on your story where it disappears?
Yeah. I think there's going to be some that I use that I'll probably put into like when I eventually post like a hard post on Instagram again, I'll probably post one of these on there.
Okay.
But yeah, because sometimes I'm like, ew, I don't like it. And I'll probably go back and delete half of these. Or there's times where I'm like, I can't choose.
Is that the origin of felt, cute, might, delete?
No, felt cute might delete later is when it's like, I feel cute right now, but in an hour when my ego goes away, then I'm like, oh, this is cringe and I'm going to delete it. That is the meaning of that.
Oh my God. That's something. I love it. So great. I love learning stuff. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, next week on the show,
Yeah.
we have E from the Eels joining us. I'm a huge fan of the band. I'll send you all over all the fun facts. That is,
Yeah.
oh, it was just like normally when I want someone on the show, it's just like, hey, want to be on the show? And they're like, cool. And he was so nice. He said, yeah. He's like, absolutely, I'll be on the show. You have to go through the proper channels with my record company and manager. And I'm like, oh, that should be easy. 19 emails later,
Jeez.
like with all these questions and different things. And I was just like, listen, I'm a fan. It's going to be positive. It's not,
Yeah.
but it's like, I get it. He's got a great publicist. He's got a great team. They totally filter out the stuff.
Yeah. I can't
So-
wait for that.
It's gonna be fun. No, he's great. He's really funny. I'll send you over a couple songs for you to check out. And
Yeah.
his lyrics are just really clever. He's very clever.
Yeah. I was listening to a few things yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Good. Yeah, it just might be me geeking out for like the whole time. So enjoy that. Let's see. And so let's rapid fire for the last part, although that ends up going longer. I have giant raccoons
Mm-hmm.
outside of my house. Like you've been to my place.
Yeah.
It goes long, and then we have a balcony in the back, and then there's like there's a house that has a guest house and another house
Yeah.
out there, and they have a roof. So last night, or 2 nights ago, I wake up and I hear all this noise, and it sounds like, I don't know, 6 people in an orgy. And I'm like, this is bananas. So I walk out and I see 2 like 4-foot long raccoons. And one of them, like
4 foot long.
like they were the biggest things I've ever seen. They looked like humans. They were just gigantic. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was like, I tried to scare him. I was like, tried to get him off the roof. And I literally think one of them turned around and did this. It was just like so big. And then it kind of like looked at me like, what are you doing? And then those things that they have on top of every house, it's like it's like a chimney, but it's not a chimney. It's like that little pipe.
Yeah.
He stood in front of it and he peed on it. He just peed down the hole. And I was like, what the fuck? These guys are gangster.
I am obsessed with raccoons.
Are you really? I'm going to send you this video.
No, please. I love raccoons. I literally, one of my friends and our entire Instagram messages is literally just like us finding raccoon videos and sending them back and forth to each other. Like to the point now where if I go on my explore page on Instagram, it is all raccoon videos.
Oh, mine's like
I want a baby raccoon so bad.
But they grow up.
Yeah, but then they're still so cute. Oh my God. Like I've got to send you some of these. Like if you domesticate it and you get it as like a little baby, and then it's like having another dog or a cat. Like they're so cute.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can set a trap and steal one of these, and then I'll have it take an Uber over because it could probably sit in a car. It's so big. Okay, you're from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You're familiar with the football team, the New England Patriots.
Of course.
The former coach of the New England Patriots is a 72-year-old man who's in the news currently because his girlfriend is 24.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a little weird.
Yeah, right? On both ends, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm 28. If there were maybe like a 65-year-old who was just strikingly still hot, I'd be like, yeah, okay, maybe why not? But like, I'm like, I don't know. Like, oh God, this is gonna like, no, I can't even say it. No.
Say it.
Okay, I'm really gonna out myself here. But there's a guy who I work with at my job. He's 19, but good, this man is gorgeous. But I'm like, ew, like what? I'm like almost 10 years older than him. Like absolutely not. I would never even fathom like doing anything about it. I'm like, I can appreciate the fact that he's a gorgeous looking lad, but I'm like, I feel weird even like if I were to get his number in that way. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I don't know how people can just be like, yeah, I'm like 50 years older than this person. Sure, we date them.
That's crazy to me. It's he's not 50, he's only 48 years older, so it's not that weird. I just think that like, how does he have the energy to keep up with someone? She probably wants to go outside and she probably like wants to do stuff, and he's like, eh.
I mean, that's unfortunately, she's probably just, I mean, I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I'm like, I don't know, she's just like a gold digger maybe. I don't know.
It's got a little gold diggery vibes, because if she
Yeah.
marries him, odds are he's going to be alive less than 20 years. She'll be 44 at that point. She'll have a big, big bank.
Yeah.
Worked for Crystal Hefner. All right. And then, okay, what's your go-to like favorite meal in LA versus what was your go-to in Virginia?
Ooh, okay. I literally get this probably 3 times a week. I go to Creation and I get their vegan Caesar salad. It is, I don't know what it is about it, but it's so good. Like
Okay.
I have a bag here. I got it yesterday.
Okay.
That's probably my go-to.
Okay.
Growing up, I'll probably say my go-to is either Chipotle, which I still do every so often out here, but it was probably Chipotle or making like spaghetti.
Okay. Chipotle are making spaghetti.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Oh, I was at Barney's when Michelle and I sent you the video that you never responded to, because you never respond to anything I text you. Okay, just letting you know. But when we're there, yeah, and Michelle was like, "I'm so embarrassed for you." I was like, "I'm excited. I'm at Barney's." But I was talking to the bartender, and she's like, "I refuse to work nights. I fucking hate those kids." She's like, "It's the worst." And then she would do the most incredible impressions. She's like, people walk through the bar and they're like, "I'm at Barney's like right now." And I was like, "Do they really?" And she's like, "Oh." And then they bring their own. She's like, they sneak their own alcohol in, and then she's like, they want to get a ginger ale and nothing else, and then they're in the back pouring their stuff. She's like, they think that we don't know that. We've been doing that longer than they've been alive, and it's just like she was just dishing hard. I can imagine, but I never even thought about. I was like, you guys must be making tons of money. She's like, we're not making any money. They don't tip. She's like, they don't order stuff. So I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely have been around a few people who bring in their own alcohol and then are like, "Oh, let me get a little soda," and then they like mix their own drink. I've seen it numerous times.
That's lame.
But there's definitely a different day staff than the night staff, and the night staff and they are, oh my gosh. There was one time I was at Barney's, and because sometimes when it's really packed, it's like sardines in there. You can't move around. So this girl had a million trays on her drink, and she was like coming over to my table to drop off some drinks. But some guy was standing in her way, and he bumps into her, and it knocks 2 drinks off the tray. And she literally was just like, fuck this, drops the entire tray on the ground. And I was like, I would have done the same thing, babe. Like, I get it.
That's awesome. And especially funny because you said she had a million trays on her drink. And I was like, that's a talented gal. All right, so we covered that. Okay, real quick, last 3 questions. What worries you? What do you stress about? What do you stay up late at night over?
God, everything. Getting older.
Getting
older, and
you're like 19.
Yeah, I know, but no, but like getting older and not having the success I wanted since a 10-year-old child.
I think you got some time, friend. I think you got some time to make it happen.
No, totally. But I stress myself out because I'm like, I've wanted this since I was 10. I'm almost 30. What's happening?
Okay. I want you to know, just for fun, I started at 17 and I didn't really have success till I was like 48. So you could be in for a little bit longer of a trip, just so you know.
Okay.
But I love your patience. What worries me, I always think that the place that I live in is going to be like on fire or cave in.
Ooh, I will say my house is over like 100 years old, right? So there's there's an outlet in my room that every so often there's like a buzzing sound from, and I noticed that one plug that I have plugged into this outlet is a little charred, and I'm like, oh, I think one day there's gonna be an electrical fire in here. And so every so often when I leave my house, I unplug it from the outlet because I'm like, what if I'm gone and there's just a fire and it kills my dog? And
Oh, that's a horrible thought.
yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, God bless her. She knows like she's a big candle person, and she has candles fucking everywhere. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and it just freaks me out. So she got electric candles.
Aw. Yeah, growing up, my dad had a nightmare one time that because we used to get like real Christmas trees, but
Right?
he had a nightmare one time that it fell over and burned our house down, and since then we always had a fake Christmas tree.
Oh, that's crazy. Like the brain is interesting. Real quick, last two questions. Any life hacks that you're willing to share?
Uh,
If you don't
oh,
have one, you don't have one.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to learn some life hacks myself.
Okay, all right.
Do you have any life hacks?
Yes, life hack is like whenever you want to react to something, like whether it's like in the moment, you're like, I'm gonna text this person, I'm gonna make this decision, I'm really angry, I'm whatever. I wait 2 seconds. I take 2 seconds, and I'm like 1,000, 1,000, and if I still feel like doing it, then I do it. But like I don't give myself a beat to just kind of like before I make that impulsive, crazy bad decision. It's prevented me from many bad decisions.
Yeah. I feel like that doesn't work for me.
Comforting.
Because then still 2 seconds later, I'll be like still so caught up over it.
Yeah. All right. Well, just wait 2 hours. All right. If you had to, I don't know if are you vegan or vegetarian?
I'm vegetarian, but I have recently started introducing some meat back into my diet just because I've been so protein deficient. But most of the time, I would say I'm probably still vegetarian.
If you had to hunt for a meal, what animal do you think you could kill? Not like, not I'm not saying, oh, killing animals is fun. I eat meat, but I think I can't go to a pig roast because they look at you and it makes me sad.
Yeah,
But
no.
if you had to if you're like, I could probably take that animal down, like a rabbit, a turtle. It was like you're starving, and you're
Okay,
like,
if I'm like stuck in the wilderness,
yeah,
I'm
what animal?
starving, I have no choice. Oh God, I honestly don't know if I could go after any animal. Okay, let's say I'm like it's my last day left to live because I'm about to die from hunger.
Yeah, all the things.
God, I would probably try to go after a deer, maybe.
Deer. You think you could take down a deer?
Yeah, maybe.
All right,
But
deer.
I would be bawling the entire time. I would feel so bad about it.
It's like that scene in it was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I've
He's
actually
like, come on.
never. Oh no, wait. What's that movie about again?
The guy gets broken up with by his famous girlfriend, so he goes to Hawaii and she happens to be there.
Oh yes. I have seen that movie. Just kidding.
There's the scene where the guy he's trying to forget about her, and the guy on the island takes him on a boar hunt, and he's crying the entire time. He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I really couldn't do it.
I could probably take out like a rabbit because there's so many of them.
Yeah, but they're so cute.
Yeah, but I'm starving and I'm dying. That's the situation. That all goes
Yeah.
away. All right, great stuff. Tell them the things that you say at the end of the episode, Hannah.
Like this video if we think we did a good job. Make sure to subscribe so you know whenever we come out with a video next, and comment down below what we should talk about next week.
All right, awesome. Great show, and we'll see you later and record.